everyone, this is Charmaine here, and I'm the dietitian that helps people reverse type 2 diabetes. And I have Sam here. You can say hi to everyone, Sam.
Hi, everyone.
Awesome, awesome. And Sam is actually a program participant of ours, and I'm excited to share his story with you guys. So, Sam, what made you reach out to us in the first place?
Well, I reached out to Lean on Plants because I was recently diagnosed with prediabetes and I needed help with managing my blood sugar. And I found a lot of great resources on YouTube from Charmaine, and I eventually decided to reach out. And I've spent a couple months in the program, and I'm so glad I joined.
Awesome, awesome. And what would you say is your why or motivation to do this?
My why for wanting to do this is because I want to take charge of my health. I know people in my life, loved ones, friends that have suffered from diabetes and prediabetes, and I've been very aware of the effects of the disease. So that really motivated me to want to take ownership of my health and take control so I don't end up in more serious health complications.
Got it. So you saw that, people around you have suffered from diabetes and you want to be able to nip in the bud. Is that correct?
Exactly.
Got it. I love that. I love that. And how has your journey been in terms of reversing pre-diabetes? Can you share with us a little bit more?
Yeah, absolutely. For me, it's been a life-changing experience. I've had
Mhm.
to unlearn how I eat, which is something I never really thought I would say. But during the course of this program, I've learned to lean more into eating diverse vegetables, eating plant-based proteins, substituting refined carbohydrates for more healthy plant-based alternatives. And ultimately, I've seen really great positive effects as a result of this. So I'm really glad I took the leap of faith, and I've never felt better.
Amazing, amazing. And what are the results that you've been seeing, if you don't mind sharing?
Yeah, absolutely. So, about a month into my journey, I went from 5.7, which is when I was first diagnosed or first became aware of the condition. And within about a month of me joining this program, I A1C got lowered to 5.3, which means
Amazing.
I'm no longer in the pre-diabetic range. And that for
Mhm,
me really gave me confidence to want to continue on this journey and
mhm,
take control of my health. So that's been the first thing. Another change is my blood sugar has improved, and I've gone for several
mhm.
periodic health checkups over the past couple months. And each time, nurse, when you go in to get your blood pressure checked, will have told me that my blood readings have been very healthy. So these are all positive signs that I'm moving in the right direction and taking full control of my health.
Amazing, amazing. And so basically, it's not just your A1C, it's not just your blood sugar, but also your blood pressure as well. Is that correct?
Absolutely. And these are just some of the many of positive impacts that go into a more plant predominant lifestyle
Hmm.
has. I mean, we could spend all day talking about these effects, but I just want people to know that change is possible and it can happen in a matter of weeks or months. But
Hmm.
really, the most important thing is to just take that first step and
Hmm.
start.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. And what would you say is your biggest tip for someone who's starting, would you say?
That's a good question. I think for
Hmm.
me, my biggest thing is to just start with implementing one small change at a time. For me, the biggest thing I had to start doing was, and you talk about this in the program, is going from eating off large plates to eating in small bowls. And
Hmm.
that allowed me to visualize my food better and actually control the portion sizes, which has
Hmm.
allowed me to make much better decisions. So I would just encourage people to go through the program, find pieces of information that they work with, and just start applying them one at a time so that these habits can stick.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. You like the boology, right?
I
Coach
do,
Hara also
yes.
talks about the boology. I love
Yes.
that. For our viewers who don't know what we're talking about, boology is just us like encouraging you to build your bowl so that you can, really be able to eat food in the order that won't spike your blood sugar as much and, really be able to have a balanced diet as well. So I love that. I love that you love the boology. And what would you say to someone who's on the fence about reversing diabetes, would you say?
I would say to them that I've been where you are. I know what
Mm,
it's like. It's definitely a difficult place to be, but I just encourage them to think about what it may cost you not to take action today.
mm,
Unfortunately, diabetes is a disease that progresses and gets worse and worse as complications get worse and worse. And
mm,
I just encourage people to take action now to just
mhm,
help them reverse diabetes before it becomes more of a problem. I'm fortunate that I was able to get the condition detected at the
mm.
very onset of it, but I know people in my life who've passed away as a result of complications living with the disease and dialysis. So
Mhm.
I don't wish that on anyone, and I hope people
Mhm.
take this as encouragement to get started.
Yeah, yeah. I love what you shared. I think a lot of times we don't think about that there's a cost of inaction, right? Like we think that, oh, like we're just not doing anything, everything is the same. But no, like there's a cost of inaction. It is a progressive disease. The more you leave
Mhm.
it, harder it is to reverse it, right? Especially if it's over the years. So I love that you're able to almost see this in like a blessing in disguise where you're able to
Yes.
detect it early and you're able
Mhm.
to reverse it really quickly as well, actually in the beginning of the program, right?
Absolutely. And
Mhm.
here's another thing. People join this program with their A1C at various different points, and some
Mhm.
might be lower, some might be higher. And
Mhm.
even if you might have a higher A1C, it is possible to reverse it and get
Mhm.
into healthy range. You see it all the
Mhm.
time. And I've
Yeah.
been proud to be on the journey with other clients in this program that
Mhm.
are seeing incredible results. So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter necessarily where you start, as long as you get started and implement positive changes to move you into that new healthy ideal.
I love that. And Sam, I love that you're not just, on this journey on your own. You're also very active on our platform as well. And,
Yes.
you interact with other people, you encourage other
Mhm.
people. And I think that's so cool because it's not just your life that's changing, it's people around you, even you encouraging people on the program. So you're definitely a star here.
Well, thank you. Well, thank you for having me. I found that when I first started this journey and when I was actually working a job, working long hours, and I got a phone
Mhm.
call from my doctor. And the
Mm.
news devastated me, and the
Oh.
first thing I wanted to do was isolate. I didn't want to
Oh.
talk to anyone. I didn't want
Hmm.
to share it. I didn't know how to talk about this. And
Yeah.
for me, being in the community is really important because a lot of times when we talk about disease, the American society at least, there's often this
Hmm.
stigma attached to
Right.
it, which can isolate people. And one of the worst things we can do is
Hmm.
isolate when we're in
Wow.
periods of suffering because
Hmm.
we were designed for connection and
Yeah.
not just when we experience joy, but also when we experience challenges
Mm.
as well.
Yeah, I love that. And I can relate too. When I go through hard times, like my first instinct is to, all right, I can't hang out with anyone. I gotta like fix this right now. But I think
Mhm.
when you're able to kind of push yourself past that, no, like I need a community, thing, like the whole door is open for you. You'll
Mhm.
realize that there's many more resources than you know before. So I love what you shared, Sam. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. Is there anything else you'd like to say to your audience before we wrap it up?
Yes, I'd like to say that for me, this has been probably one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. I know that I was on the fence, but I will say that for me, the best feeling I felt was in September. I had lab work
Mm.
done by my physician's office, and I was able to reverse my A1C from 5.7 to 5.3. And when I went in for a follow-up visit, my doctor shook my hand and congratulated me
Wow.
for the work I had done. It felt wonderful. And the great
Hmm.
news was that when I first joined this program, I wasn't sure what results I would expect. But
Hmm.
basically, he told me I just need to continue exactly what your program has done and do it for the rest of my life.
I love that. I love that. And I know that, this is something that it's your strength. Like I can tell you're someone that, all right, if something happened, I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna, work on it. And just, to be affirmed by your own doctor, that he
Mhm.
shook your hands. I'm sure that's like the best feeling in the world. And, I really appreciate you just sharing your story and it inspires me. It warms my heart. This is like the highlight of my day, just hearing your
Aw.
story. So thank you so much sharing, Sam. And, for those of you who are watching, I know Sam also started with a free training, right? A free reversing diabetes training. So if you're interested in learning about the science of a plant predominant diet, that's something that you can check out in the free training. And we'll see you guys there. Have a good one, everyone.